Hi friend, I am Lee Keckner. Welcome to day number 32 of Coming Home. 33 days of self-care. It's day number 32, by golly. We have one more day and then we get to head off in the world as new spreaders of love, or loving ourselves actually. If you would join me for 3 grounding breaths, and I ask that when we breathe in through our nose, we'll hold for 2, and then when you breathe out, make an audible noise out of your mouth and release something that you are tired of, release something that is no longer serving you. We just want to let go of the crap and bring in more of the good into our bodies. So today we're going to make a conscious decision to release negativity from our body. If you would uncross your legs and put your palms facing up in the kind of receiving position, and close your eyes. And just give yourself a second to settle, to check in with yourself, to feel your body, to feel how it is being held in your chair without having to do a thing, how you're supported. And we'll just set the intention to show up for ourselves for the next few minutes and let all of the stuff pulling us 1,000 ways wait for a minute. That can just all step aside while we have this time together. If you join me by breathing in through your nose, hold for 2, and out through your mouth. Letting go of something that no longer serves us. Hold for 2, in through your nose, hold for 2, and out through your mouth. And one final breath. Hold. In through your nose, hold, and out through your mouth. So normally I have all of these things plotted out, what I'm going to say to the very end, but I trumped the thing I was going to say for what I'm now going to say. But just so you don't feel cheated, what I was going to say is, look at your upcoming day, look all the things that are going to happen. If something's really important, know how you want it to happen. Actually go through your brain what you're going to say, what you're wearing, how you're acting, how you're showing up, how you're going to calm yourself before. Go through your whole day. So when you go to bed, your brain already knows what to do when it gets in those situations. You're not trying to scramble and figure it out. That's what we were going to talk about. But I woke up this morning and, my husband was gone for a month and he's back. And we've been married 20 years, and I love him with all of my heart. But as we know, our heart and our mind don't always match. So he and I have been a bit disconnected lately. And I was hoping when he got back, things would be better, and I was all excited, and da-da-da. And then like this morning, I woke up, and it was like literally 2 invisible people, and I was getting kind of in my head about it and getting upset and getting kind of down in the dumps and wanting to say, what's going on? And, getting mad at him in my mind that he's not showing up or hugging me or looking at me. Like all of these things are spinning through my brain. So I kind of grabbed my stuff. I don't even know if I said goodbye because I was trying to, be a pouty baby. And I got in my car and my kids got in my car and we drove to school. And immediately, I turned back up and I was interacting with my kids and we were singing and stuff, and I dropped them off. But I was feeling heavy-hearted because I love him and I hate the disconnect. But sometimes in marriage you don't know if the disconnect is a new valley that you're going to go like this, or if the disconnect is because you're supposed to show up in a new way, or if the disconnect is, I don't know what it is. So I was driving heavy-hearted to my exercise class, and normally when I get there, I walk right past the instructor, I go sit down, I do my morning email because I get there 20 minutes early, and then I do the class and leave. But today, the door was locked, so I couldn't bust through. I had to wait and take a pause. Then she looked at me, we had eye contact, she opened the door, I said, how are you? She said, how are you? I said, I saw you just posted your newsletter, and we started in a connecting. Right? Because my norm is to blow right past her. We started connecting. So we were talking, and she said, we're talking about something, and she said, have you read the book by Brene Brown? I'm going to make it up because I can't remember. Rising Greatly or something like that. Rising Strong. She goes, have you read that? And I go, no. And she goes, it's so interesting. Now, this gal's not married, She goes, it's so interesting because, you know, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm launching my business. I know you're kind of launching your stuff. And she goes, but this book touched so much about being a person in charge or being the boss or whatever, and how you show up. And she goes, she was even addressing marriage and how the author was saying in her marriage, my husband gets on my nerves and he always says, I don't want to hear your research stuff. She does a lot of research, this author. And they were kind of clashing. And she goes, then she had this epiphany that she has more spiritual tools than her husband. And so instead of pointing down and judging him and getting angry, this is what this girl was telling me that I took a second to listen to and to connect with. And then she said that she realized she has more tools. And so she needs to rely on her tools while she helps her husband navigate. And I thought to myself, because I was just thinking in the car, I have more tools than Dave because every day I work at it and I have a master's in spiritual psychology and I've done all these things actively every day. I have more tools than him. Yet I'm getting mad at him that he doesn't have more tools in his tool belt. And then I walk into class and this girl says this piece of a thing to me. You should get that book. Well, I went right in and downloaded it. But I was really aware that because the door was locked and I had to take that pause, I had to take that breath, then I connected with her, and then she gave me information that I needed to hear. I want to let that sink in, you guys, because so often we forge forward. We're so busy. We don't have time to stop and chat or shoot the shit or whatever with people. When we are in that mindset, we are missing little miracles. I needed to hear you have more tools. I was just thinking that. And then she tells me, I know I'm not married or have kids, but it even talked about parenting and marriage, saying, and she described this other woman who had my same situation. And I was like, boy, did I need to hear that. But because I slowed down and I was present and I was mindful and I connected with her, I got to receive this frickin' gold nugget that I needed to hear. So I took that gold nugget, put it in my purse. I did the class. I was going to leave the class and there was a woman I haven't seen for ages, a mom. And I said, how are you? And she said, I'm good, you know, blah, blah. And then I said, well, how's your husband? Because we know her husband as well. And she's like, he's all right. And then we connected. We paused and looked into each other's eyes. She goes, actually, things aren't so great. We're not talking. He is so negative and down. I'm trying to evolve and he's down here and I feel like I'm trying to drag him up, but he doesn't even want to be dragged up. And we're like this and we're two ships passing in the night and we haven't had sex in 3 years. Just all of this information she was sharing with me, and I was standing there going, not all of the information I just said, but so many of the things that she was saying to me, I was feeling myself alone in my head, right? And creating my story and woe is me and head down and whoa. And she said all these things, and I took a breath and I paused and I kind of got connected to my heart and I said, you know, she was like, I'm not even sure if we're the right fit anymore, is what she said. And I said, I really hear you. Here's something that I know, is that when a relationship is like this and you feel like bailing or you feel like I'm freaking out of here, right? That's kind of on the platform of anger and hurt. I said, so all the work we're here to do is within, I told her. So I said, connect with yourself. Find the barriers that are keeping you from love. Because your husband's showing up to trigger all of those barriers and you're moving from the barriers. When you can get past the barriers to love and you can see your husband with loving eyes and you can hear what he's saying with a loving heart and you can be in love with him, that's when you're clear-headed to make the decision if you're no longer equally yoked, if that makes sense. So I said, when you're mad and finger pointing and angry, all of that needs to come back and put your hands on your heart and love yourself, right? Because when we're judging others, we're really judging ourselves. When we're angry at others, we're projecting stuff from ourselves. So that was the key I got. As I spoke to a woman who was saying similar things I was feeling, this wisdom rose up for me to support her. So as I let the wisdom come out and as I shared with her from my heart, I allowed myself and my mind to hear it as well. And so walking into that damn exercise class with my head down, woe is me, I got a golden nugget because I looked up, I paused, I connected, and I listened. And when I listened, she saw me listening, angels or God or whatever put information that needed to come out of her mouth. And I took it and I received it and I got it. And then after, a woman came to me and information came out of my mouth that I shared with her, that had we just said, nice to see you, and left, we both would not have been fed with information that's waiting for us when we slow down and we're open to receive it. That to me, that's miracle. Those are miracles. Those are angels. Literally human beings used to deliver you information, and they don't even know why the hell they're saying it sometimes. But when we're open to receive it, I have 2 necklaces on of mine today, but I don't have on earth angels. And I believe that when we connect with other people and we aren't spinning and we open our heart, things can come out that not only bless us, but bless the other people. And that's why I think that we all have the possibility of being earth angels when we slow down and we connect with other people. So both of those women had no plans to see me, had no plans to share their heart or their story. They both did because I needed to hear it. And because I slowed down, I was open to receive it. So I just want you guys to get from that. Each day, people are in front of you with gems that they can give you, whether they piss you off or enlighten you. But if you listen and receive them, you have something tangible to work with. If you're moving too fast and you're disconnected, you're going to miss the everyday miracles, the everyday angels that God's using to speak to you. Okay. Oh, so the topic was miracles / angels, which we just spoke on. Oh, and then the last thing I wanted to say about this little threesome, that miracles and the angels. So I went from my class straight to my meditation class, and it was an energy healing girl, and she's really fantastic. And so she sits down and she said, everyone just close their eyes and kind of move to their heart space. And then we did this whole thing where we kind of got into our heart to see what it looked like in there, whatever. And she said, today, let's set the intention to crack our heart open, to open our heart so light can come in new places. And she said, sometimes our hearts are so guarded with our own stories and our old thoughts and all of these things that we're missing so much of the beauty of life because we're armored, right? We're covered. We can't see clearly. So she said, today we're going to set the intention to crack our heart open, to let light shine into the places so our heart can grow. It can expand. And I thought that's so great too, because I think part of my childhood armor around my heart. I'm taking it out on my husband or seeing my relationship through those lenses, as opposed to somebody who knows how to connect to love and moving from a place of love. So all 3 of those things within an hour supported each other. One said, check out this book. You have more spiritual tools. The other one said, I'm in the same boat as you, and I got to give her wisdom that helped me as well. And then the last girl said, open your heart. Because when you are in love, you can't be mad and judgy and pointy, right? So that really is also, that this whole thing is about coming home. Everything that comes up in your life, especially the stuff that hurts or feels shitty or you're angry about, come home to yourself. Go to your heart. Close your eyes and connect to who you truly are and love those old hurts, or they'll keep sabotaging you. Like mine tried to derail me this morning. So I'm making a conscious choice to show up in love with my husband and not in old bullshit stories from my childhood. Another thing that happened today, my assistant Alicia came out and we were talking, and she said she's having a hard time finding an apartment, a new apartment space. And she has bad credit and all this, and we're talking about it. And I just listened to her for a few minutes and I said, I would invite you to talk to God about it. Ask God for guidance, ask God for clarity, ask God for the right person or the right apartment to pop right into your email box today. And she was kind of like this. Yeah, so anyway, I was going to try, and she just kind of went over it. And I just was listening. I thought, it's so interesting what we have available to us, but we choose to spin in bullshit human stories. We have the power of the universe. We have the power of 1,000 stars inside of our bodies, but we choose to keep trying to figure it out. Look at another ad, look at another thing, circle another thing, get another rejection. It was like, we all have the power to connect with the universe. Or I'll keep figuring it out myself. So my point of this story is, and I love her to death, and she's exactly where she's supposed to be, but what I saw was, We have the power, we have the direct connection to the universe, to all the cosmos, to the stars, to the power, to the sun, to the moon, to, I mean, the higher power or God or whatever. We're all connected, and we are connected to that. We are made in the likeness of that. So it's just so funny that we forget that we have the power of the universe inside of us, access to it. Which leads me to my last one. I wrote tune in. I like that. I was working with this gal, and I used to say, well, I can't decide between this or this, or should I do this or this? And she would just look at me, and I was like, damn it, I know what she's going to say. Tune in. And why would she say that? Because inside of us is every single answer we have for every question, every problem, every path to take, what to walk, what to wear. It's all inside of us. When we look outside of ourselves, we're missing our power. So allowing yourself to close your eyes, come here, tune in, which means quiet this down and move to your heart, and take pause, and then ask your question. What logo should I use? What job should I take? What should I do in my relationship? You already know. You already know. Why? Because you have the wisdom of the universe inside of your body. But when we can quiet our minds, we have access to it. So I thought, as we're working on coming home, as we're winding this down, tomorrow's our last day, I just thought how powerful all of these things are when you are awake to know that each person that comes in front could hold a golden nugget to help you along in life, to help you out of that situation, to help you. Oh, and then in my exercise class, a little sidebar, this woman was talking about, I said, hey, can you help me do something? I want to download this book from Brené Brown. She just told me about it in my Audible, but for some reason I can't get it from Amazon to Audible. And she's like, oh, I can do it. I know how to do everything now. I can even fix a toilet, because she got divorced and she's had to learn everything. And I go, oh my gosh, you should write a book about, the empowering book about divorce. And it's called, I Can Do Everything Now, Even Fix a Toilet. That's fantastic, and I think that would touch a lot of people. It's empowering. You don't have to be feeble and weak. You can know that you're going to get new strength from it. And then she was like that, oh yeah, whatever. So anyway, here, and I thought, she just missed a golden nugget. Not that she has to write the book, but you'll find in your life that people say things to you, and then they say them again in a year, and then they say them again in 10 years, and it's like, how many sprinkles from, how much pixie dust does God have to sprinkle on you until you'll see it, until you'll step forward into it? So today I just wanted to remind you and remind me that people show up for a reason, and they got golden nuggets when you're awake to receive them. If you're walking too fast in your exercise class, you're going to miss it. Give your time to slow down. Do less, eye contact more. Listen with the ears of your heart, and be open to receive, because I got all the stuff this morning that all those angels showed up to tell me. And I am in gratitude that God sprinkled those words out of their mouth and that I was awake to see it. Okay, here's my quote today. Open your heart, let the light in. The more our heart opens, the more it expands, the more we have the capacity to be love, feel love, live love, love the people around us out of love and not fear. Thank you guys so much for joining me, God. I'm grateful for every relationship. I'm grateful for my husband, David, that he shows up in such a way that he shows me where I have more work to do. Let me be a pillar of love, not only for my husband, but mostly for myself. Every time I feel upset, remind me to come back to my heart and take care of myself. I'd like to send a special prayer to Angela, who is starting treatment tomorrow and is recovering from surgery, and for everyone who is hurting, both physically or emotionally, which is all of us. Please put your hands around all of us and let us know how held and protected we are without having to do a gosh dang thing. I'm in gratitude. Amen. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I can't believe there's only one more day. Tomorrow's the wrap-up, day 33, which is my favorite number, so I think it's going to be a magical day. And I will see you guys tomorrow. And remember your power. Thank you.